I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Jagannath Mishra, Honorable Union Minister for Rural Areas and Employment, to inaugurate this function by the traditional and symbolic lighting of the lamp that spread the lights of prosperity and development. We have our Honorable Minister, Dr. Jagannath Mishra, addressing us with his kind words.
The chairman of this 50th anniversary of United Organizations, Member of Parliament, through R. Prabhuji, the chairman of the trust, Mr. V.r.s.sampath, King Son the 11th, Nikolai Tursky, the members of his various of the Institute of National Education Service and Madras Educational Trust, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy that Mr. Hon'Ble Sahab invited me to be with you in this 50th anniversary of United Nations. As Member of Parliament, Mr. Hon'Ble Sahab has established his competence, efficiency, and is devoted to the social upliftment. He represents the Central Madras, very elite section of the society. He is being represented by him, and his activities has impressed us. On his invitation, I come here to share your views on the functioning, importance, and role of United Nations in the last 50 years. As Mr. Hon'Ble has said in his presidential address, the role of United Nations has already gone a tremendous change in the context of the new world situation. After the breakdown or disintegration of Soviet Union, the world scenario has almost changed. In changed circumstances, all the countries have closed their differences and ranks, and possibilities or conflicts are being reduced to maximum extent. When this union was established in 1945, after the Second World War, the primary object was to stop the possibility of war, to eliminate the arms race, and create a new world order. Now, in the last 50 years, different organizations have come under UNO to help the developing countries, to backward nations, to provide the fundamental rights and amenities to the people. In 1948, UNO adopted Human Rights Charter. The Human Rights Charter influenced the countries who became independent after Second World War. Our constitution is more or less have been influenced by this Human Charter. And now, the UNO, its allied organizations, WHO, the ILO, the UNICEF, and other organizations are devoting their energies in providing amenities and facilities to the teeming millions, the persons who were deprived in the past because of over dominance of the capitalist countries. Almost all countries then were under the clutches and influence of the capitalist countries. Therefore, the membership of the UNO has risen from 50 to about more than 180. This establishes the importance and role of UNO. At present, as Mr. Ambrasu said, our main thrust is on the poverty alleviation. A world peace, a stable society cannot be maintained without removing poverty. Discontentment, miseries, illiteracy, diseases can't afford to have a permanent peace in the world. Therefore, all the world nations at the moment concentrating on how to help these sections of the society. It gives me immense pleasure to hear under the auspices of the Madras Educational Trust and its Institute of Educational Service have done immense service by organizing this function. I'm happy to know that you are celebrating this great event in a fitting manner by considering the role of UNO, the changing world scenario and perspective. The idea of global brotherhood was given to the world by India thousands of years ago. The maxim of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, all the entire earth is our one family, was put forth by ancient Indian thinkers, that the principle was not only practiced, also is manifest in the insistence of our Upanishad on we live well by earning together and consume together with ill will towards none. Upholding this lofty tradition, Gandhiji gave to the world the idea of universal brotherhood to be promoted by his unique methods, love, truth, and non-violence. I wish our present-day scholars could draw more from the rich repertory of the ancient Indian thought to promote the ideals which the UNO stands for. Today, while assessing the 50 years of UNO's existence, we come across mixed fear of achievement and failures, joys and sorrows. The strange paradox is that the UNO has both succeeded as well as failed in preventing wars across the world, and its success in various such endeavors has been a mixed one. However, an objective assessment will reveal that achievement of UNO far outweighed its failures. One can cite many positive factors: posting of more than 35 peacekeeping forces, one military agreement to curb various regional disputes, setting of democratic regime in about 45 countries through peaceful and impartial elections, promoting development through United Nations, development programs, declarations of human rights in 1948, followed by commissions and many other agreements of a like nature which have contributed to world peace and harmony. UNO has achieved notable success in the Global Conference in 1992 at Rio for safety of environment, control over atomic proliferations through International Atomic Energy Agency, relief to the refugees through UN High Commission for Refugees, poverty alleviation through an international fund, UN Development Fund for Women, cleaning drinking water missions, eradication of smallpox through the efforts of the World Health Organization. WHO now aims to eradicate polio by 2080. Literacy among adults and women, preservation of cultural heritage, and the spread of education through adult women through UNESCO, child welfare through UNICEF, promotion and safeguarding of interests of workers through international labor organizations and the like. There are many other low profiles but important agencies functioning under the aegis of UNO which have proved essential for efficient global operation in their respective field. These include the International Fund for Agricultural Development, Universal Postal Union, World Meteorological Organizations. One of the most important landmarks in the history of UNO was the conference held in March 95 to consider various programs and proposals for elevation of poverty, eradication of unemployment, promotion of social equity. Now that the Cold War is over, UNO will have to address itself more to the problems of development. It is in such a context that the conference assumes an even greater significance. One can hope that various resolutions adopted at the conference get translated into specific action. The role of the UN can be better achieved by greater representation of people in its important decision-making bodies. As Ambaravu said, the composition of the Security Council be changed in the context of the present world. Two-thirds populations are not represented in Security Council. Still, it is the monopoly of 5 big powers. The world has changed. The situation has changed. Awareness has come. Everybody is aware of their rights and duties. Therefore, the structure of UNO must be changed, keeping in view the hopes and aspirations which has been generated during the last 50 years. To this end, India fulfills all the requisites and requirements for permanent membership of UN Security Council, success of democratic structure, size and scope of development, economic reforms, a splendid record of active participation in peacekeeping operation, sane voice and shared consent in world fora for all just causes, geographical location, size of population, all these factors make India the right choice. With the inclusion of India as permanent member, the efficacy and effectiveness of the Security Council can only increase. You know, I look after the ministry concerned the development of rural areas. I therefore would like to view the role of UNO from this angle. I have always held the view that political process and development activity belongs together, both nationally and internationally. One without the other will mean failure on either front. The world community now realizes that India has brought about a fine fusion between the two by revisiting grassroots democracy. Our 73rd Constitutional Amendment, establishing the Panchayat Raj institutions, has been approved and appreciated by many UN functionaries. The same principles hold good in the international field also. In the world fora, the political process must be accompanied by programs for poverty alleviation. This means action and not mere rhetoric. It is heartening to note that the world is veering around to this notion of ours. However, to achieve this, UNO needs to be strengthened both structurally and financially. The financial crunch felt by UNO it is feared, may lead to curtailment of many of its activities. It would be a sad commentary on all the nations of the world if any of the development endeavors of the UNO are allowed to die for want of funds. The world needs to stand united in the true spirit of the nations for pooling together of all global resources to strengthen the UNO financially. For this, many useful suggestions have been put forth, which include a UN tax on international airlines, tax on global foreign exchange transaction, taxes on globally harmful activity, such as arms dealing and pollution, donation one-day worldwide postal proceed for UNO, user fees on oceans, non-coastal fishing. The Ford Foundation has suggested that the government all over the world should induct proportionally the UN expenditure in the national budget. While I wholeheartedly endorse these proposals to fetch finances for the UNO, I would suggest a sort of expenditure tax on the consumerist, affluent economies in the so-called developed nations. This tax would divert a part of the spending spare among the affluent to their less fortunate brethren in the developing areas. I would conclude with the observation that in spite of all its organizational weaknesses and occasional failures, the UNO is our only hope for future. Let us strive for success. The coming century will be fully devoted to fighting poverty and want in much of the world. So let the policies walk behind economies, let the development score over diabetic. The future of the UNO and the mankind itself rest on the degree of success development activity attains in the coming years. I join you all in wishing the UNO many more fruitful years of useful service. I am grateful to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to present my observation before you. I offer my best wishes for the success of all endeavors of Madras Agricultural Trust. I congratulate you all for the usual television here. Thank you.